Hi everybody, this is Chad the Gaming Dad here on Dad's Games with another Father Knows Best. But actually I might as well call this one Father Knows Nothing, because it's time for me to own up to the fact that I was completely wrong about the Nintendo Switch.
Stop!
Yeah, that's right. A couple weeks ago I actually was able to get my hands on one of these things, and even though I've had videos in the past when they announced the Switch and when they did their little presentation where the guy came out and showed you the HD rumble and, you know, the Splatoon guy went like this with his, you know, that weird thing. Yeah, I wasn't sold. I was never sold. I always was thinking, nah, I don't know. This thing looks kind of cheaply made. This thing, it's too small. The controllers are too small. I just don't know what Nintendo's doing. Why didn't they make a normal console for us? Why not? Right? I know I've said that a lot of times in person to people, and I know I made a few videos to that effect. And I'm here to tell you that I was 100% wrong. I actually really love this thing. Here's the story. I had already ordered something at my local Best Buy that was on sale, and I went in there to pick it up a couple of Fridays ago. And as I walk through the door, what do I see sitting right in front of me on like a great big table, but a whole bunch of Nintendo Switches sitting there? And I'm like, oh man. Now, I have seen them before. I did have one in my hands once before. Put it back down. Put it back on the shelf. I was like, nope, not sold yet. But after E3, Nintendo really did a great job at E3 telling us all about all these really cool games that were coming out. I personally can't wait to play the new Mario game, Mario Odyssey. I love Xenoblade Chronicles, so the fact that there's another one of those coming out is exciting. The Mario and Rabbids that comes out later this month. I'm a huge XCOM fan and strategy game type of a fan, so that's a really cool thing for me. Something that, who would have thought? You're going to have a game where you're controlling Mario in basically an XCOM game. I can't wait for that, right? So after E3, my hype level before E3 was here. After E3, it shot right through the roof, right? I told my friends, I told Kazi, I told the Game Digger, I said, guys, that's it, I'm sold. I won't fight it anymore. As soon as I find a Switch, I'm going to grab it, right? Now, I could have tried to pre-order one from GameStop and do the whole bundle thing and all that crap, but I didn't want to do that. Plus, I really like the one, I always wanted the one that has the colorful Joy-Cons, the neon Joy-Cons, right? And every time I talk to the guy that runs our local GameStop, he's like, oh man, we don't really get those in too much anymore. We don't get those. So I just was thinking, you know what, whatever. I'll just keep my eyes open and I'll wait until, you know, August, September, maybe October. Maybe I'll find one by then. So to my surprise, a couple Fridays ago, I walk into Best Buy. They had a whole bunch of Switches sitting there. And by a whole bunch, I mean like 10, right? It wasn't going to last long. It was like, they're gone. So I picked up one of them, and I go back to grab a couple of games for it, and out of the corner of my eye, I see some of these colors, and wow, it was like fate, right? I look down, and there's one version of the Switch with the neon Joy-Cons, and so that's the one that I have right here. I grabbed it, and I tell you what, this is like my favorite thing to play right now. I mean, maybe, yeah, because it's new, but I'm telling you, put all your fears aside. It runs great. It runs great in handheld mode. It runs great on the TV. Hell, I got Mario Kart, and look at this. Watch, you push the little button, and bingo, these come right off, okay? Now, this is pretty small. This is my hand, and see, I mean, that's not big. That's pretty small. But even though it's so tiny, to hold it like this and then use these buttons, I played Mario Kart with my kids where we each took one of these that come with it, and you slide that on there. I want to make sure I do it the right way, because if you do it the wrong way, it's even harder to get off. You slide them right on there like that. Makes it a little bit chunkier so that you can, I mean, look at my hands. They're very relaxed. You can easily hold this, hit the buttons, and you're good to go. for playing games like Mario Kart, where really you only need one button to make the car go, steer with the stick, and a couple of buttons to slide around, it's perfect. I found that the thing that they didn't market very much when they're talking about the Switch is that this is a local co-op machine. It's awesome. We haven't had local co-op in ages. You hardly ever find any good games on the PS4 or on the Xbox or anything that are local co-op. They want everybody to stay home, sit in your own rooms, buy your own copy of the game, and make sure you buy our online service, and then you can play with your friends. Not here. Not with this. Got one of these? Got one of these. Set this over in the dock. Here, buddy, you take that one, and I'll take this one. Bam. Even the game ARMS. I was so wrong about the game ARMS. I love that game. You don't have to do this, okay? You don't have to do the motion controls. You can play ARMS on just one of these, and your friend can play ARMS on the other one. You can fight against each other locally, or you can team up, go online and fight against other teams. So not only do we have local co-op, we have local co-op that you can then, the two of you go online together. There's almost nothing else out there that does that. So yeah, games like ARMS are super cool on this thing. I've actually taken this with me to another friend's house, took it over to Kazi's house, and you use the little kickstand and you just set it down. I did buy this thing at Target. It's 12 bucks. Costs next to nothing. Highly recommend it. This is I think it's made by Hori Game Stand. You put this here and then you set your Switch on it. And the beauty of it is that it's got a little nub in there. See, look, I don't even have to worry. It stays put. It sticks right there. You could set this thing just about any place and you got your games. The battery life hasn't been that terrible. I've been playing games like, I'm actually going to do a review on Has Been Heroes. I've got like 13 hours in on that game already because I'll play this on the TV for a while and then I start to feel a little sleepy. I want to go lay down. Just take it with you, go lay down. It's so versatile. The fact that they named it the Switch, I didn't like that at first. And like I said, I'm here to tell you, I did not like the idea of the Switch. I didn't like any of their marketing. I didn't like pretty much anything about it when they first announced the thing. But now that I have one, I'm trying to take this apart so I can show you this. But now that I have one, I love it. Look how quick that was. Super easy. Now you got a controller. And believe it or not, even though this is kind of weird, it totally works. It works fine. I did get one of these. I did get a Pro controller. Not because I needed to have a Pro controller, because to be honest with you, this was doing just fine. But because this thing has so many options for local multiplayer, and the fact that I have kids, I can play with both of them. We can all play stuff. Now they can use this controller, I can use that controller, or we can each just use half of the Joy-Cons. It is appropriately named the Switch because it has so many different ways you can switch things to customize however you want to play it. I found a lot of good downloadable titles for this already, some of which I'll be doing reviews later. I even have a couple of game codes that I'm going to try to figure out a way to do a good giveaway for Blaster Master Zero and also for Mighty Gunvolt. I think that's what it's called. It's the one with Mighty Number 9 and Gunvolt. And I have both of those games already on my Switch, and I also have one code for each. I have 2 codes. So I'll do reviews for each of those and find out a way to do a good giveaway during those reviews coming up in the next couple weeks. I'm working on stuff. So anyway, that's my video today. It's nothing too great. It's just sort of a quick rundown on the Switch and the fact that, yep, Father did not know best on this topic. I initially resisted it, didn't think it was going to be that great, but now that I have this thing, man, am I glad I got it, and I can't wait for the new games that are coming out, because unlike what I play on my PS4 and on my Xbox, the Switch, you're going to be playing stuff on this that you can't play anywhere else. Unique games, things that are unlike everything else. That's why I love the GameCube. If somebody asks me what my favorite retro system is, my favorite retro system is the GameCube, not because it has the most power or this or that. I don't even necessarily love the controller all that much. But the thing I do love about the GameCube is the fact that there's so many unique titles and unique experiences and things that only were released on that. I think the Nintendo Switch is going to be just like the GameCube as far as the type of games that you're going to get on it, but hopefully it's going to sell a whole lot more, and maybe you'll even get some third-party, AAA titles and stuff that come on board. It isn't as powerful as the other consoles out there, so it will take a little bit of doing for them to put these other multi-platform titles on here, but there's going to be plenty. There's going to be a lot. Right now I got lots of indie stuff, kind of off-the-wall things that I'm playing on the Switch, as well as I did pick up Nintendo's Legend of Zelda, of course, and I already had it on the Wii U, and I played a lot of it on the Wii U, and the Switch version is really not much different. If you only have a Wii U, you're not missing out on anything, but the way I explain it to everybody is that the Wii U, let's say you have a PC, right, and you're playing a game on the PC, and your PC's specs let you put it on, like, medium or high. Okay, those are pretty good graphics, but then there's always that Ultra that puts that little extra layer of shine on everything. Zelda runs at high on the Wii U. On the Switch, it's basically running at Ultra. That's the difference. It's not a huge difference, and it's not a game changer, but it sure is nice to have something that looks that clean and that nice. I actually think the screen on the Switch, just playing games on this, is amazing. Let's see if I can turn it on here. I mean, turns, you can't really see it. It turns right on. It doesn't wait. There's no lag. It's just like, bam, it's on, it's going. I've had no problems with connections of anything connecting to it. The Wi-Fi is good. Battery life is pretty good. The only thing I don't like about it, really the only thing about the Switch that I wish they would not have done, is I don't like this. That thing right there. Do you see that? This is where you put your game in. And see how I'm having trouble with it? You have to actually open up this little plasticky thing. See that little plastic flap? And it just doesn't feel good to open that up and then take your game out. There's one of the games. This one is Legend of Zelda. A little hard to see. There. Really small, and yes, I'm not going to do it now, but I've tasted it, and it tastes awful. It really is bad. So believe the rumors that you've heard about that. But this little thing right here, man, I don't like that little door on there, or I wish that was gone, and I kind of wish it was like a 3DS where you just plug the cartridge in and you don't have this thing. But outside of that, I'm pretty happy with everything on here. It works really well. Even these tiny little Joy-Cons, I thought for sure that these would be terrible. They're not. Go figure. So, even when you're skeptical, it's always good to be skeptical, but give things a chance because you might be wrong, and on this particular topic, I was very wrong. If you get a chance to grab one of these, absolutely go ahead and do that. One other thing I did on mine, I don't know if you can see it or not, but if you look close, like on the edge, see that white line that's going around it? You can see some fingerprints on there now too, but that white line is because I bought one of those tempered glass screen protectors, because the plastic ones, see if I wipe that off, the glass one cleans up real easy, and it's got a very high hardness scale, so you won't scratch it up, because people have had these get scratched in the docks, and you're going to be carrying them around all the time. That extra layer of protection is well worth it, and I think it just makes it look like a really high-end piece of tech. I don't know, maybe I'm just weird, but it looks real nice, feels good. Get yourself a glass protector. You'll be happy with that. So I don't know if you have any other questions about the Switch or anything, let me know down in the comments. And this thing is a good time. I recommend it to everybody. I mean everybody. Even the hardcore players will find something on here to like. And once you get one in your hands and you feel it, it doesn't feel cheap, it doesn't feel plasticky, it feels solid, and it works really well. And there's going to be some good games on it. There already are some good games on it. There'll be more. Probably going to do some streams too, maybe some Splatoon streams. Just keep an eye on my channel. There's going to be all kinds of stuff going on. I'm going to try to ramp up the videos a little bit, give you a little bit more here on Dad's Games, and this is definitely going to be included in the content that you're going to be seeing soon. So with all of that said, that's a whole lot to digest, but I really like this thing. Till next time, remember, you never outgrow video games. My name's Chad the Gaming Dad, and this is Dad's Games. Thank you for watching, just like always, and we'll see you on the next one. So long, everybody. Thanks again for watching. If you liked that video, please press like and subscribe. I love hearing from you guys, so leave your comments and any suggestions down below. Remember, there's tons of other gamers out there just like you and me, and they also know that you never outgrow video games. Feel free to share these videos all over social media, Twitter, Facebook, or whatever you use. This channel is for all of us. Let's make sure they know that they are not alone. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.